Hi, in this video we'll learn how to solve a multi-step inequality and then graph the solution set on the number line. So first of all, we're going to solve this inequality and then graph the solution set on the number line. Now this inequality, this pretty much looks like an equation except the sign in between. In an equation you have the equal sign in between, but here in this inequality you have the inequality sign in between. But we're going to solve this just like how we solve an equation. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of the parentheses, right? So I'm going to get rid of parentheses by distributing this negative sign inside the parentheses, right? And we have to be really careful because we have a negative sign in front. So I'm going to write it this way, 6, and then instead of just the negative sign, I'm going to say that there's a hidden 1 over here. I'm going to put -1 here. So I'm going to distribute -1 inside the parentheses, right? So -1 times x is going to be -1x. And -1 times +3 is going to be -3 is greater than equal to, then we have 3x minus 2 plus x. So I didn't change anything on the right hand side. I just solved the parentheses. Now we're going to see if we have the like terms on same side of inequality. We're going to combine those like terms. So here you see that I have 6 and then 3. So 6 minus 3 gives me 3, and I can combine these two are the like terms. I can combine them. So 6 minus 3 is going to give me 3. Then I have minus 1x left on the left hand side, and this is greater than equal to, and we can combine this 3x and x. 3x plus x is going to give me 4x. So whenever, if you have the like terms on same side, the inequality, then you can just combine them. So 3x plus x gives me 4x, and then I have minus 2 here. Now you see that I have variable terms on both sides of my inequality, -1x on the left hand side and 4x on the right hand side. And I always like to bring my variable term on the left hand side so that I get x by itself on the left hand side. So I'm going to eliminate this 4x from the right hand side. So to eliminate 4x, I will just have to subtract 4x from both sides of my inequality. So this will be 3, -1x minus 4x will give me -5x is greater than equal to 4x minus 4x will be 0, and I have -2 left on the right hand side. Now, to isolate the variable x, all I need to do is to get rid of 3 first, and then we can get rid of this -5. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of 3, so I'll subtract 3 from both sides of my equation. 3 minus 3 will be 0, so this is gone, and I have -5x left on the left-hand side. This is greater than equal to -2 minus 3 will give me -5. Now to get x by itself, I need to get rid of this -5. To eliminate -5, I can divide my inequality by -5 on both sides. When I do that, I have to remember to swap the inequality sign. Now there's a small rule which you have to remember. If you divide or multiply both sides of an inequality by a negative number, you have to swap the inequality, right? So you have to change the direction of your inequality sign. So this is greater than equal to. I'm going to change the sign to less than equal to. So you're swapping the direction of the inequality sign. You're just flipping it. And that's what you have to remember. Now, in case if you divide or multiply both sides of an inequality by a positive number, in that case, you don't change the inequality. Your inequality does not change at all. It's only going to change when you divide or multiply by a negative number. Since we divided both sides of our inequality by -5, we have to swap the inequality sign. And this -5 and -5 is going to cancel out each other. We just have x on the left hand side. On the right hand side, -5 divided by -5 is going to be +1. So my solution is x is less than equal to 1. Now let's go ahead and graph this solution set on the number line. There are two things to keep in mind. When you graph this on the number line, you can either make an open circle or a closed circle. Now there's a meaning for both of these. If you see the less than or greater than sign, you're going to make an open circle on your number line. If you see the less than equal to or greater than equal to sign in your inequality, you're going to make a closed circle on your number line. And that also makes sense. I'll show you how. Here you see that 1 is my boundary point. This is called a boundary point. So 1 is my boundary point. I'll find this point on my number line and graph that first. Now you have to make sure that whatever your boundary point you get, you should have a few numbers to the left of your boundary point. You should have a few numbers to the right of your boundary point. Now the question is, should I make the open circle or should I make the closed circle? Well, I would have to make the closed circle because I have less than equal sign in my inequality. See, this is less than equal sign, so I will have to make a closed circle on positive 1. So I'm going to make a closed circle on positive 1. And x is less than equal to 1. X is either equal to 1 or it's less than 1, right? Any value which is less than 1 or equal to 1 is the solution set. So since I have to graph the values which are less than 1, I would have to shade the left-hand side of positive 1 because all the values to the left of positive 1 are smaller than positive 1. So I'm going to shade the left-hand side of my number line. And you can just make the arrow at the end. Okay, now this makes sense because x is less than equal to 1. Any value which is less than 1 or equal to 1 is a part of my solution. This closed circle indicates that 1 is also my solution. 1 is a part of my solution. It includes 1. My solution includes 1. If I make an open circle on it, that's going to indicate that 1 will not be a part of my solution, or 1 is not a part of my solution. So that's why whenever you have the less than equal sign or greater than equal sign, you have to make the closed circle, which indicates this equal sign, which indicates the meaning of this equal sign, because equal sign tells us that the boundary value is included in the solution. So these are the few things which you need to keep in mind. And I hope you feel comfortable in solving multi-step inequality and graphing the solution set now. That's all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to this channel and want to see more videos on other math topics, be sure to subscribe down below and share it with your friends. See you in the next video.